Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Alan Wake, where I just had a nasty little scare that I thought I had started a new game. Um, Hello, Branwyn is here. I'm about to
Hi.
go fight birds again.
So what multi-class is Alan Wake?
Uh, Smug slash jerk. He's some sort of like whispers
Birds.
bard.
I agree with that.
I think I just missed.
Yeah, with the birds you've really got to wait for them to charge.
Okay, there it is. Okay. Let's not fall over that again. Are they just not going to... Do I have to go?
You have to go. With the birds, this is a much better outcome.
What's that?
With the birds, that little bit of damage that you took is a much better outcome than most.
Cool. I know I've heard all the complaints about how long do these batteries last, but you're using it as a supernatural tool against the darkness. I can imagine, supernatural entities draining batteries pretty fast.
Uh, is the game very loud on your end?
It is a little bit loud on my end. Give me a moment. I was wondering if I was just imagining it.
I was just noticing that you are like speaking louder over it.
Yep, it is. Okay, it's weird that I'm wondering if I gotta. I did have an update recently, remember, because I had to adjust a lot of settings
Yeah.
on Discord. So
Yes. That better?
that is better, and I did not die this time.
Yeah. The first time you encounter the birds, it's over the cabin,
Yeah.
and it's much easier to handle them there than it is here, because they're always the same distance away.
Right.
So you don't really learn
The patterns and such.
yeah.
I only have 12. Oh, and I used my last battery. I only have
It's
12
okay.
shots. Okay.
Remember the battery for the flashlight regens.
Right. The batteries are basically just for quick recharge during a fight.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I did read. This was a checkpoint, so this is where I'm supposed to come.
It is.
Okay.
To your right? That's a wall. Okay.
Yeah, it is a wall. So far, all I've found are walls.
Mm-hmm.
There's this. Alan hasn't smugged himself into the conversation yet. Ah, this way. Okay.
I'm not an ambi-turner. I can't turn left. In this case, right.
Yeah. I saw that and immediately, ooh, time to mine. I can't remember what game. Tunnels under Cauldron Lake, and that was not Sarah. Oh, what's his wife's name?
Alice.
Alice. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Is that progress, and is this optional? Oh, the eternal question: which way is progress, and which way is resources?
Yeah, This must be resources because the other way was lit.
Yeah.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Or, this might be progress. This
Alice?
Alice!
But the yellow writing was over here.
It was.
Okay.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Oh, there's a manuscript page.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
That was simple. I've missed some pages.
Yeah.
I think this was just a page, because I don't think there's a way for me to go further.
There isn't. That was spooky.
Yeah.
That was a spooky time, Kevin.
Yep.
See, this is why I wish I'd been able to play Fear for you.
Uh-huh.
Because then this is a very that era of,
I mean, we could still do that. I mean, if you have it.
Oh, I have it, but, I need to work out how to get it to run.
I haven't tried it on this computer. I have it on Steam. But yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. Is it?
I got it.
Go on.
Sorry, you.
I mean, is it kind of like Lords of Magic, where I can't get Lords of Magic to operate anymore? Oh.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yes. I mean, I would like to have an operable copy because it's one of those games that I like to go back to for
Comfort game.
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of like VTM Bloodlines.
Yeah, which at least has the unofficial patch that's still being worked on.
Yeah. I mean, VTM Bloodlines is a desperation genre game, so it's like, of course, it's getting patched and resurrected and everything all the time. But like,
desperation genre? I've not heard that term.
It's a thing I talk about when, like, a game that's not very good will be massively popular because nobody else is making games like it anymore.
Got it. Yeah.
It's like the you see it a lot with someone will put up a Kickstarter or a early access Steam game.
I'm sorry. I triggered a boss fight.
That's okay. You were standing in the exact wrong place for that.
Thunder and lightning.
I
Okay.
gotta get out of here.
Go on. You were
It's all right.
saying about desperation genre?
Yeah. So, you'll see a Kickstarter will come out and it will get, millions of dollars or something, and then they won't know what to do with it. And it's usually for something like space exploration,
Right.
where you have a small freighter or a starfighter or something, and you just fly around and do stuff in the space,
Right.
in
Like
the universe.
certain game that made big promises and didn't fall through on them until much later.
Yeah. No Man's Sky is a good example. No Man's Sky, I have been told by people who love that sort of game that No Man's Sky is genuinely excellent now.
Yep, it shows up in a lot of news things, and I need to wait
Yeah.
until we go down while we're talking.
Yeah, so yeah, things like No Man's Sky, it's people like AAA studios aren't making these sorts of games, but they are, well, AAA studios aren't really making horror games anymore, but the independents have stepped up and there are a gazillion of them.
Oh, bloody! Yep, yeah, and some of them are
So-
quite good.
yeah, a lot of them are really good. Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and things like that. So games like Fear are still being made. So there's not as much call to keep games like that alive, particularly since Fear has not aged well. It did some things that were really good at the time. The continuation of it didn't work very well.
So the later games aren't as good as the first, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would skip the second one.
Okay.
I 3 is not good, but I have a soft place in my heart for it because of like John Carpenter was involved, and you can see a lot of like John Carpenter's influence on the series there.
Right.
The original Fear wasn't very original either. Relied a lot on jump scares and things like that, but it had things like that cave, which was, you'd have fighting, and then you'd go down this side path or something, or you'd have a section where it was, okay, it's spooky time now. Are you ready to be scared? Okay, now you can fight things again.
Okay. I'm going to trigger the fight.
Go for it.
I'm probably going to die again. Boy, he's tough.
Yeah.
Let's read that page I picked up.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Wake's spell? Boy, has he judged the situation completely wrong. Well, not completely wrong, but also not quite right either. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Wake has some deep pockets.
Yeah, I mean, action. He's getting to be an action hero, so bend reality to have deep pockets.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, it's not like he's George Stobart putting a whole the Datolite down his pants. I can't pronounce that word.
What?
It's
what
the survive. What you were gonna say?
You go.
Okay, I was like, I thought I was gonna say, the surveyor tool. That's all I was gonna say.
Oh yes. Yeah. I think it's interesting that Alan Wake just, puts a whole shotgun in his pocket, but if you were doing something like The Evil Dead, Ash would put the shotgun on his back.
Yep.
There would always be a visible representation of what he was carrying.
Right.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they got around that with control.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember.
Well, in control, it was just
as a shape changing.
Yeah, you have the service weapon.
Yeah, that works out just really well.
The service weapon is really cool.
For some reason, this thing doesn't bother me as much as the rickety bridge with the sound effects.
Yep.
I'm going to have to jump on it? Yep. Whew. Okay. Yeah. I just really love the service weapon. Okay. I'm going to need you higher up now.
Yep. And there should be a ladder somewhere.
Yeah.
Not here, but...
Let's go down there.
Oh, you've got to...
I've got to lower
it.
I've got to lower it one. Yep. I misjudged how many levels there were.
Yeah, so did I. There you go.
Yep. Okay. I still can't get over the I'm going to wear 3 jackets thing.
I mean, when I first played this, I was like, oh wow, it must be really cold where he is, like, because that's what we hear about the the American Northeast.
I mean, it does get seriously cold in the American Northeast. This is the American Northwest. I don't know as much about it, but I imagine it's similarly very cold. But yeah.
Yeah. Right, you're right. This is the Northeast.
Northwest.
Northwest, pardon.
Yep.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Like, it feels like this should be Stephen King / Lovecraft country.
Yep.
It's how much they talk about Stephen King.
Yep. I mean, they haven't talked about Clive Barker.
Well, no.
Yeah.
They wouldn't talk about Clive Barker. This game is not that R-rated.
Very true, yeah. Wasn't it a... Scott Bakula showed up in a movie that was inspired by Clive Barker or something?
Probably. I'd have to look it up. In fact, I will.
Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking this goes down to resources. Or this goes down to birds.
Yeah, so, Scott Bakula was in Lord of Illusions, and he
Okay.
played Harry Diamant. Now that's a very different sort of role to Barker's usual roles,
Right.
because Harry Diamant is basically Barker's Elminster / Sherlock Holmes.
Got it.
Harry Diamant is the character who canonically kills Pinhead.
Well,
Holy
great.
sh...
Cable car. Just great.
Oh, wow. That's
I have seen. Sorry.
That's possible?
Oh yes. Well, it's primarily possible because Clive Barker got really upset at how popular Pinhead was. So Pinhead was not ever meant to be a thing, like the movies eventually made him out to be. In the first movie and in the original story, he was just another Cenobite.
Got it.
But his image was so, like, striking and everything, and the portrayal in the movie just sort of put him center place.
Right. Okay. Let me go ahead and read this page.
Yep.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Cool. Okay. So he didn't like... So the first movie, he was just supposed to be one of the group.
Yes, I mean, in the script, he was the spokesperson for the group, which is what pushed him forward.
Right.
But also, like, Pinhead, the image of Pinhead is very striking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And encapsulates what a Cenobite is.
Yeah.
Much better than the rest of them do.
I've never
And-
watched many of them, so...
I mean, the other Cenobites are like the Chatterer, who just has their lips are flenched away and they click their teeth constantly.
Right.
And the girl is also good, but isn't named, and her whole thing is like she's just got this she's got this frame around her head that has fishing like wire with fish hooks stuck in her skin, so it's all stretched and everything. It's meant to invoke
Plastic surgery.
plastic surgery, yeah. And it's just not as striking as somebody who has that pattern of
Needles in the
nail.
head.
Yeah. Do this. I will talk about this more after.
Okay, I'm gonna switch video and get onto this when we switch videos.
See you in a minute.